The other big story, which has again elicited a huge amount of backlash, and thankfully we can report to you tonight there's been some course correction by the Delhi government. This was over the new no fuel policy to overage vehicles. The Delhi government has now softened its stand. Remember, this was a campaign that CNN News 18 had taken over the last few days. So the order to petrol pumps and fuel stations not to give petrol to cars that are older than 15 years or diesel to cars that are older than 10 years, that policy now has been put under suspension. Delhi's Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa has confirmed that no vehicle in Delhi starting tomorrow will be impounded at fuel stations anymore. He has also said that the government has written to the Commission for Air Quality Management, CAQM, which is appointed and supervised by the Supreme Court. They've asked for a rethink on the end-of-life vehicles, as the process of identifying these vehicles has been rather challenging. The decision is now in the hands of the CAQM, whether or not to tweak this policy or to stop this policy or to find some kind of alternative to this policy, and if not, how to ensure the smooth implementation of this policy. So let's bring you up to speed with what the Delhi government said. What is the letter that's been written to the CAQM? In that letter, the Delhi government has said, hold the order that denies fuels to end-of-life vehicles via the ANPR surveillance system, which the Delhi government now says is not ready, there are technical glitches, and there is public outcry over the move. Also, that there are technological flaws in the ANPR cameras. The ANPR cameras, their sensors are faulty, their speakers are non-functional, and there is no integration with neighboring states and their databases. No ANPR installation is there in any of the neighboring NCR towns. So the Delhi government and the ministers there want the NCR towns to first install this and then this to be applied to Delhi. So the enforcement can only happen after a phased rollout and the correction of these glitches. But here's the real dichotomy in this policy and the real, complete bizarre nature of this policy, because car owners are also citing how this law, this practice has been unfair to begin with. Because by national norms, vehicles in India, anywhere in the country really, are registered and you pay road tax for 15 years. But in Delhi, via this 2015 order by the National Green Tribunal, which has imposed a blanket ban on any diesel vehicle after 10 years and of course petrol vehicles after 15 years, in order to fight air pollution. Now, it is not anyone's intention to say that that fight against air pollution needs to be lightened or needs to be not taken as seriously. But is this the best way to go about that fight against air pollution? So what then is the solution? Instead of having a blanket ban, experts are saying that there are certain alternatives. Number one, you actually go and test, like you have a pollution certificate which you have to renew every single year for cars that are above 10 years, diesel cars, and petrol cars that are above 15 years, have special actual emission tests and certify instead of having this kind of a blanket ban. There are cars that are fit to fly and there are cars that are not fit to fly. Also, you can ask these cars to start installing new filters, newer exhaust systems to meet the emission norms for cars above 10 years for diesel and cars above 15 for petrol. Better incentives when it comes to the scrapping policy. You give the old car owners higher compensation, better tax rebates. Also prevent the spillover into neighboring states and thereby, circumventing this policy. So if you can't drive a 10-year-old diesel car in NCR, what most people do is they take it to Uttar Pradesh hinterlands or Bihar or Bengal or wherever, anywhere else in the country, re-register the car and ply it as though there is no problem in any of those states.
की स्थिति में होंगे, पर मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं, माननीय दिल्ली की मुख्यमंत्री रेखा गुप्ता जी ने बड़े स्पष्ट तौर पर आज इस बात को दोबारा से सुनिश्चित किया है। दिल्ली के लोगों को जो कठिनाइयां 10 साल की बीमारी कारण आ रही हैं, उनकी गाड़ियों को जब्त किया जा रहा है। इन सब के लिए वो जो भी करना पड़ेगा, एड़ी चोटी तक का उनका अगर जोर लगाना पड़ेगा तो वो भी लगाएंगे। हम दिल्ली के वातावरण को भी साफ करेंगे और दिल्ली की गाड़ियों को भी नहीं जब्त होने देंगे। ये हमारी दिल्ली की मुख्यमंत्री रेखा गुप्ता जी का दिल्ली के लोगों के साथ संकल्प है। जब हमने सीकेएम को बताया कि जब पड़ोसी शहरों में 1 नवंबर हो या 4 जो मार्च का 7 का, उन्होंने सभी एनसीआर का कहा है, अच्छा तो होगा कि जब सारे एनसीआर में ही लागू हो तभी से दिल्ली में लागू हो। अगर वरना पार्टली इंप्लीमेंट वो करेंगे गुड़गांव में, वो जो आदेश करेंगे मानेंगे, लेकिन उसका नुकसान क्या होगा, फिर भी और दिक्कतें कॉम्प्लेक्स बढ़ जाएंगी।
Network 18 decimates Times Internet with over 6 times more unique users on social media Network 18, the undisputed leader of news networks.